Mrs. Wilson in?
No, she's out. It's Edwin Archer, isn't it?
Aye. There's nobody in at number 31 either.
What do you want him for, then?
I'm working for the Ministry of Labour now.
Oh, aye. I heard. Come round to count their halfpennies for the means test, have you?
Do you know when Mrs. Wilson will be back?
I should try again next spring. There's a lot here go away to Riviera. Just for winter, you know.
Yes, well, I shall have to see her sometime today.
I'll tell her you've been. Then she'll be sure to look out for you, won't she? That's young Edwin Archer. He's not been round here before. Not since they left.
Eh?
Knocking on Polly's door. Checking her door for means test. It's a good job they were out. Not they were expecting him.
He'll only come back. What's to fear, any Rod?
Well, she got a rent allowance when she was living at Ethel's, because it wasn't her own. Now she's living at home, they're not entitled.
But they take it.
Well, they'd be daft not to. It's only next door, isn't it? George is earning, you see, so he doesn't come under them. But her mum and dad do. I'll warn Polly he's been here when they get back home. Where did you go last night?
Crossbit Fields, it's all.
How much longer?
What do you mean, how much longer?
How much longer are you walking Dora Wilson out?
Well, I've walked her out because Polly asked me to.
Ah, because you were moping, I know.
Well?
Well, she can't go on moping forever, can she? She'll just have to get on with life, like others have to. Haven't you been round to Eileen Brady's lately?
Not for a week or so. She comes round here when she feels like it, doesn't she?
Does she?
She's free to.
When I were a lass, lads called on lasses, not t'other way round. I'll see to that.
Dora, love. Polly.
Toby?
I thought you'd forgotten us. But we'll come in where it's warm. Well, I'm on my own.
Jack's taking young Sam round to the pit top. He'll be back for his dinner soon.
Told me he never set foot in yon place again.
I've heard him say it myself. Said out of hurt, though, that was, Toby. He were proud of his work in the days when they'd let him.
We've come to see if you've heard from him.
Harry? Aye, I've had the letter. I was coming round to see you.
Taken him long enough, isn't it?
Ah, well, they take a long time to get from Canada, the knows.
Been close on 4 months, Dad.
Aye, I know. Shouldn't be making excuses for him. I'll get it for you.
I don't want the letter, I want the address. I want to write to him about a divorce.
There was none.
No address?
But he said he'd send it when he was settled.
I see.
But he asked me to see you read. That's what the £2 were I sent with young Sam.
You said £2 was Sam?
I'll get it to him in an envelope when he came last week.
He came here.
He came here, aye, well, why shouldn't he?
Jack forbade him to.
I see. And you? You forbid him and all?
I thought it best not, Dad.
Well, then he dursn't give it to you. He'd have to admit he'd been where he'd been forbidden.
I don't want Harry's money. You'll not get it back from
You've
him
a
anyway.
right to
I
it.
don't want it. I'll not take it.
Well, then you take it for her, Polly. Here, take this and all.
I'll have to. The way things are, I've got to. For the lad's sake, Dora.
You degrade yourself, ma'am.
Aye. Well, I degrade myself then.
You wanted you to have it. That's in his favour, isn't it?
Buying favour for him, Dad?
You'd not go on at me if you'd no feeling for him. He'd come back once. He could come back again, couldn't he?
Not to me. Never again to me.
Come on, we can't stop here all day. I'll show thee something else before it's time for school and before bosses get back from the dinners. How does that strike thee, then?
Got to put sheets out to drip.
Oh, I'll hang 'em on the maiden.
Nay, I'll take 'em out. You won't get many days like this.
I shall see Sam about that money.
Suppose he's not got it.
Of course he'll have it.
And you better not tell me Dad in case we've trouble enough.
To think such things.
I allow for 'em. Because he can't sort out right from wrong the different tales he's been told. I was only told one by me Dad. That life was going to be a lot better than what it turned out to be.
Was he wrong to want it so?
Want he's not having, ma'am. What you don't have to give, you shouldn't promise. He wants to add that to his principles.
You turned your back on good money for principal. It's a good job for the pair of you that some of us can't afford
Oh,
principals.
we manage on what we get allowed, don't we?
You've a lot to learn about managing too, Dora. Happen this is the time. We're his prison to manage.
Prison?
You got 6 shillings rent allowed you when you were at Ethel's. You're not allowed it sleeping here. But we go on getting it because we never said you'd moved. They could prosecute.
For 6 shillings?
That 6 shillings means we manage. Without it, we don't.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
Suppose I must have thought you got enough on your plate.
We left because Sam put his foot through bedroom floor. It wasn't the seat.
We made it an excuse, you know we did. You wanted to come here with us, as I wanted you to, and Ethel knew you felt awkward there, but we couldn't afford to lose through it.
The floor was rotten.
Hey, don't say it like that. I get in such a sweat when they come. Eyes everywhere, questions. And no mattress at Ethel's where you're supposed to be.
Oh, when who comes, ma'am?
The means test.
Oh, they've got no right not to go looking in your bedroom. Have they?
They do as they like in the end. They know what they give you, and they know what it'll buy. Every penny to be accounted for. And woe betide you if you do without to buy yourself a bit of a treat. Man shall live by bread alone, according to them. It's them that tell you what you need to live, not God in his heaven.
What you need to live.
I do so. Well, there's not come back at 99, has there? They'll need a different shepherd before they bring me back, lad. Is this the grandson? Aye, I'm showing him what the devil has in store for him should he not do his lessons.
Take him to Pit Bank, Matt.
All right, take him with you.
Aye. This paper at club 6 times since I were last there.
It's behind me is all that soul.
I joined Vanderbilt, Pastor.
I'm thinking on it.
I left him down at Boiler House.
Oh, I'll be off then. Have to get the lad back to school. I'll see thee, Saul.
I hope so, lad. Aye.
Who were that?
I might well ask. They owes the good money to him. They'll not find his name on that church agreement we signed 8 years ago. But there'd have been no 7% if it hadn't been for him. Every time we flagged and failed, he lashed us with his tongue. Fort lightning used to come out of yon chap.
Jack Barraclough.
Aye, that's Jack Barraclough. Or his ghost.
Hey, don't forget this now.
What's in it?
I'll put you in some brawn.
Lovely. I'll sit it then, ma'am. I'll give you a hand with that. My mum's keeping an eye on us.
Shouldn't give you half an hour.
I shall suffer for helping thee if me mates see me. She's done any road. First on the row every wash day is me ma'am. She's famous for it. Does the mind being back on Long Row?
I was born on Long Row. I'm lucky I had Long Row to come back to.
Aye. Aye, there is that.
You don't mind it, why should I?
You got used to something better.
Better? You not heard me say it was better. How do you know it was better?
Ash, off at
Oh,
Stacks.
we'd that at Cuddy.
It's not just the place, though, is it? It's them you have to live with. Do you remember my first pair of long'uns?
Now, why should I remember that?
I swanked enough. I used to walk up and down outside your house hoping you'd see me.
Why?
I wanted you to.
I never once noticed. All that wasted shoe leather.
Your hair were longer then.
Was it?
It's rough at that age.
Half a lad, half a man.
I used to think I can go anywhere when I've got my first long'uns. Pictures at Cass on a Saturday night. Walk on pit fields on a Sunday nodding to folk. Only I'd only one pair, so it was back to bare knees Monday while Friday. Oh, keep my feet on the ground, that did.
That and me not noticing.
I'm thinking of standing for Union.
You need long trousers for that. Another Jack Barraclough.
No, they don't come in pairs like thy dad.
In fact, they're good at get in.
That's not why you stand, though, is it?
That's why some do.
Don't you think I should, then?
Me? It's not up to me what you do. If it's a cross you want to carry, you'll not find any luck in this world.
How do you, Jess? So that's Pitt, eh?
Hi.
What does that think to it, then?
All right.
I was not supposed to say that. Why does that think I brought thee here?
To show me.
To show thee, aye. To show thee what's coming to thee if thou doesn't learn to better this end. And there's not seen waste on it. Fancy a 3-mile walk to work in the dark, do you? A mile of it crawling on the belly up and through other men's muck, with half the world pressing down over the head. Then a full shift on the back, wielding a pick afore the makes the way home. Does it appeal to thee?
No, Grandad.
Then get thee to that school and stick the nose into them books and breathe them in until thou feels them coming out through the ears. This is where they'll finish up else.
I'm off.
Don't they ever complain at that pit?
Complain? About what?
You bring enough coal back on you to warm half skeleton. When are they getting pit baths?
Yeah, we don't want them. Weakens your back to come straight after a shower.
I'll weaken your back if you come that story on me again.
Yeah, it's right. Ask any of them.
What about my back?
I'll rub your back when I get home, eh? And the front too, if they likes.
You shit!
Well, till all
Will you just look at him? He never does that for his mother, does he? Oh, well, come on, I've got kettle on.
Oh, I'll just hang this. It'll save steaming up kitchen.
George is gone. You're on this bus.
Will there be walking pit fields tonight?
Aye, at the midnight hour, with me head tucked underneath me arm.
It's like spring today.
You don't like it, Damp Pit, do you?
It's a job.
Some do, I know. Some don't. You don't, do you?
Not much.
I wished I was a man sometimes. But happen there's worse than what women have got to put up with. Happen.
It's not so long since women were pulling tubs. It sickens me to think on it when I'm down.
Why is it worse then for us?
A man can stand it, can't he?
And that's difference, is it?
Happen. I'll see you then. Tonight.
Happen.
One a week I have. Our Alan always leaves me one for wash days. I'll never get right used to it. It's the habit I need, I suppose. Have you done?
Aye, for what good it is. They'll be mucky again first time on. He does his best. He's never cleaned bar Sundays.
How's he shaping to it?
Takes a long while to make up for 5-year idle.
Wish our Alan had not hung around Dora.
Don't talk rubbish, mate.
Rubbish, is it? I've got eyes, you know.
He's been going with Eileen Brady for 4 years. He only takes Dora out a bit 'cause Polly asked him to take her mind off Harry going off.
Aye. And it's worked, hasn't it?
What's helped happen? Or meant to.
Well, looks if he's gone for good this time, doesn't it?
Oh, well, good riddance to him then.
It's hard work for a woman left with a child. No man to support her.
What you feared of me?
He was daft about her when he was a lad.
But she's 3 years older than him.
Well, then it mattered. When she was 3, he wasn't even here. Oh, hello.
Me?
I'm not sure I'm speaking to you, Eileen Brady. Not 4 streets to walk. When was the last time you put your head in here?
Me mum's been badly.
I know that, or I'd have come round and tackled you.
You have a couple.
Is she better then? I mean Dora Wilson. Well, Polly asked Alan to take her out for a bit, didn't she?
I don't know that he did.
Oh, he did. I've heard from 1 or 2.
Are they round your house, then?
Oh, my dad's threatening a caller. Young Archer that used to live round here.
Oh, Lord, I forgot. I ought to have warned Polly. It's from means test. Oh, it's you again. That's no use knocking. She's not back yet. Her at number 31 is, though. Look, she's just going out. She can't have heard you.
Thanks.
Hey! Miss Tate!
I'm sorry, love. Needs must when the devil drives.
Alan, is it thee?
George, what's that doing here?
I want clearing that fall back there.
Baxter set me on.
Aye. Having this now?
Aye. Has that died?
Aye. And you're getting full, you're not. Put their asses on floor. Cheese. Ever since I said I like cheese, all I get is bloody cheese. I like a bit of brawn now and again.
Have one of them.
Hey, get it down, you. How are you getting on at Tech?
Not so bad. When I can get there.
What they learn you?
Ventilation, gases, shot firing, regulations, bags of them.
Working to be an overman, are you?
I doubt it.
What you going to Tech for, then?
I like to know what I'm about, that's all.
I know what I'm about. I'm about stopping in bloody work, I am. Been out for 5 years.
Like making up for it now, then, George? They're in too much of a rush to get the bloody coal out here. Cutting too many corners. Not working longer than the Act allows for a start.
Act?
Coal Mines Regulations Act, 1908. What they call the 8 Hours Act.
That sounds like me dad when he were on committee. Thinking of setting up for union, are you?
I might be.
If me dad had kept his mouth shut, he'd be in work still. Let somebody else do it.
Suppose us all said that.
Oh, it took these 7 years to get the face. Now I don't face over a king. I'd have swapped for nobody. I was happy as pig in muck. I was a human being. Never short of a pint. Maester at home. If they'd offered me heaven, I'd have stopped where I was. Stick with a job, lad, and keep the trap shut. Else you'd be doing a lad's job again. Not me.
Don't rupture yourselves. You'll be with her 10 minutes at least. Are you bringing bedstead and all?
No, bedclothes will do. You'll find naught unusual in that. There's plenty round here, sleeps on floor on a mattress.
Can you take Sam's vest?
Out through your back and in at ours.
What's going on?
Oh, there's a man from the assistants coming round.
Well, let him come then.
Dory, you're supposed to be at Ethel's. I told you why.
Do you mind if we move while we argue?
You're like bloody sheep.
We speak to her nicely and she swears at us.
Can I put my hand down?
Running from house to house with a mattress because of some stupid law.
Just like sheep do. You see it all the time. What are you sheep doing with that mattress, he'll say, when he comes through that door in 1 minute flat?
I'll not be chased about.
It's not just you, it's Ethel. Suppose he asks why you moved.
And we can tell him why the floor wasn't safe.
And then he'll report it to the health and they'll condemn us. And then we'll be like Watsons. Nowhere to go when it comes to chucking out time.
We might just get floor mended.
We never get Clarksons to mend that floor. They've not got brass for one thing.
Oh, I'm going back to our Alan's girlfriend. Let me know when you've made up your minds.
Haven't we got any pride left?
Pride? What's pride, Polly?
Oh, look, we've only been moved a fortnight. What can they do?
You've had 12 bob you are not entitled to. They'll show you what they can do. Up with your end, Polly. Go. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. It's like flitting day.
I didn't know he was on afternoons. I've not seen him for a week.
Well, whose fault is that?
Mine. What's he been doing with himself?
Oh, he's been working at his books a lot, you know. Pass me the poker, will you, love?
I thought he might come round.
And hasn't he? He doesn't tell me where he goes. Still, it's not like some that live at the club half their lives. I don't know why they don't take their bloody beds down there, some of them. Your dad'd be on that list, wouldn't he?
Oh, he's not bad barring Saturday nights. Our Jim and Tommy chucked him out last Saturday for taking a swipe at me mum. They locked him in coal hole.
Well, Bert wheeled our Ruby home from Jubilee in a wheelbarrow last Saturday night. She was singing like a lark on Sunday morning. I don't know how they do it, some of them. Alan's dad were another. He were an old bugger. Still, I miss him. Now and then.
I'm not in the way, am I?
In whose way? I'm glad of your company.
The lads are all off this week. There's 8 of us at home. We can't move for each other.
Oh, well, you can stop till he gets back from work if you like. I'm on my own.
Will you want to see me, May?
Now, what put that into your mouth? That's a daft thing to say.
Is it?
Oh, Eileen. Don't back away all the time.
From what?
From what you want in life. It won't come to you, you know. Ah, you're two of a kind, you and our Alan. You make an offering of yourselves.
Hey, we saw Danny Allen out at back. He's going to look at that floor for us. He says if it's in the boards, we're all right. If it's in the joists, we've got trouble.
What difference will it make?
Well, you were right in a way. We can't keep carting that mattress up and down.
So he stopped with you?
Oh, I'll go and lock our front door against that chap coming. If he wants us, he can find us.
And when does she think she's going to get rid of us?
She doesn't think like that, Dora.
Was she a saint then? I wouldn't want to share my home except with me own.
Say you'll go and sleep there if the floor's all right. To oblige.
Oblige you, Mum.
Well, not me, love. I want you here. You know that.
For how many years will I have to oblige? How long, Mum? How many years?
We must hope for better times.
Well, it's just the rent allowance. Couldn't we do without?
It's 6 shilling. It'll cover us clothes.
But you had that money from Toby as well.
You don't know, do you? Not yet. You married out of it. Out of learning to manage on nowt. Well, I've had it most of my life, and it's grained in me. You think I'm a greedy old woman, don't you?
No, Mum, no, I don't.
I might be for all you know. For all I know, too. When I see a bit of money like at Toby's today, I want it. I think of worse times than this even. What it could mean, hidden away in a place against the day. There have been so many of those days, Dora.
Aunt Ethel,
Oh!
Miss Caulfield sent me home.
What for?
I fell asleep in class.
You fell asleep?
We're drawing angels for Miss Caulfield.
Oh, and you thought you'd fly off to heaven for 5 minutes, did you?
I just went off. She told me to go home and go to bed.
Don't you sleep well with your mum, then?
She kicks me in her sleep.
Oh, it's better than kicking you when she's waked, eh?
She says things.
Things?
She says things in her sleep. She laughs and makes noises. And sometimes tells me Dad to lock door and draw curtains. And then she cries.
Look, your bed's upstairs, but you best use ours for now because of the floor.
Have we come back? Are we flitted?
Aye, for time being. Hey, what did you think of the pit?
All right.
You're not too struck?
No.
You and a lot more.
Well, I have to go down pit.
Who said you would? Your granddad?
No, he says I have to work hard at school and then I won't.
Yeah, well, he's right. You'll not have to go to sleep too often in class, will you? Take no notice of that. Up you go. We're not in.
Is it rent man?
What do?
We wait.
I hope Jack doesn't come while he's here. They're riling, he answers them back.
Yeah, well, he's right.
They only take it out on you.
You want to face him back. That mattress is back. Now, you've done naught that can penalise you for.
He's coming in here.
Leave him to me. Come in, sunshine. Come in and shut the door.
I'm looking for Mrs. Wilson.
We've caught you this time, haven't we?
Caught me?
Prowling into women's houses when their husbands are at work.
I'm from Assistance Board.
That's what last one said. We took his breeches just the same.
I've come on business. I've been told to call.
Who said you could come in?
Well, I'm not.
Answer the question.
Nobody answered.
Oh, so when nobody answers, you just walk in?
Well, you were here. Why didn't you answer when I knocked?
We knew you were a prowler, see?
I'm not a prowler. I'm official.
Oh, it went against the last one, being official. Betrayed his sacred trust, the magistrate said. Right.
It's Edwin Archer, isn't it?
Mrs. Belliclough.
How long is it since you moved?
5 years.
How's your mum?
Oh, she's grand, Mrs. Belliclough.
How long have you been on this job, then?
6 months.
Like it?
No. No, I don't.
It was that old pit, was it?
Well, the doctor says I'm not fit for pit.
So it was that or nothing?
I went to night school.
Is that where they taught you to walk into other people's houses?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Ah,
No,
you shouldn't.
Oh, aye. I'm from Assistance Board.
It's Edwin Archer, Jack.
I was sent.
He's new to the job.
Is he? He's lucky. I'm not new to it. Give the danger money, do they?
I was sent.
They should. If thou could read my mind, thou'd demand it.
Jack.
Aye, Jack, shut up, Jack. Don't offend Master we shan't eat. Jack, don't bring his wrath on thee, Jack.
It's just a lad.
Aye, a lad. Aye, I know. They're all lads. Big lads, little lads. I've seen them every week at labour. Lads his age, lads my age. But it's just age, it's bloody attitude that counts. I've seen grown men in tears at the hands of lads in his position.
Jack.
Ah, they've burnt me boats now, Polly. He doesn't like me, do you, lad? He's going to punish me, aren't you, lad? Or is it sir? I might call thee sir, then.
I'm not the system, Mr. Barclough.
That is bloody servant.
I was sent.
If thou tells me once more thou was sent...
Jack, it's Jesse Archer's lad. He were born 3 doors down.
I know who he is. Thou should be ashamed of thyself.
The only job I could get.
Setting us on each other now, are they? I bet they pay thee no more on than working chap. Enough, though, for that collar and tie, thy uniform, so they can tell us apart. They usually send thee up here in pairs. I suppose they thought thou'd be safe being born here, did they?
They sent me to see Mrs. Wilson.
I'm Mrs. Wilson.
Can I ask her?
Ah, get the business done and leave us in peace.
It's about your lad that's at school up here. We've had a letter.
Sam?
Yeah, it claims it's been found with pound notes in his pocket.
Pound notes? They're bloody paupers.
A false statement could result in prosecution. It could happen to be a court job if it's true.
It isn't. You can take my word for it. Where was it seen?
At school.
I see. You've got kids at it now, have you? Tattletaling on each other?
According to the letter, he says he got it from his dad.
H never comes, does he? Oh, no. I've never seen him. Wouldn't know him from May West. Lives in London, don't he?
He's got his finger in other things than a coal, they say. He'll shove his oar in one day, should the profits start to drop.
You walking out without Dora?
The mam asked me. Take her mind off things.
Courting Eileen Brady still?
Mind their own bloody business.
Come here, little devil. Let's see if they likes cheese. Ah, you can have it every day if it does. Do you think he can see me?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, ponies go blind after a while, don't they? These little devils are born in dark. Happen they never see at all.
Shouldn't they be back on yon fall?
Hasn't they read about it in a book?
Nay.
It's easy to put out light, isn't it?
Now what?
Easier than putting it on me. I mean, if it's light you want, then you have to make it, don't you? If it's dark, I mean, you don't have to make dark, it's just there. Close your eyes and it's there. But if it's light you want, then you have to make it. If it's dark.
That means, in the beginning, it were dark.
Aye. And then light come, didn't it? That's wonderful to think on, didn't it?
Oh, Barclough. Come on, get back to that fall. I'll get no done sat on the arse, then, Oz.
We've a picture of you in our parlour.
That what?
It's called Behold the Light of the World.
He's still asleep.
With one eye open, I'll bet.
He's asleep, Dad.
Conscience wore him out.
I keep him awake, I know I do. He should be in a bed of his own by rights.
If he spent that brass door.
Oh, I thought that too at first. Thought the worst of him like you do. Small wonder if he did any road. He used to get pocket money when Harry was here. He does jobs for the odd halfpenny nowadays.
Teach him value then, won't it?
What's he done that it should be taken from him? He was taught to expect.
Learn that life offers naught for expectations. It gives you what you hold in your hand.
Yes, well, he held £2 notes in his, didn't he? So often he thought like you do and spent it.
You know what I mean. They'll stop your allowance until it's settled. You heard what that turncoat young Archer said?
So I'm to choose what I least mind, haven't I? Between private charity and public. Toby or means test.
What do you mean, Toby?
Well, that's not Harry's money, it's Toby's. Like that pound he gave me Mam this morning.
She didn't take it. She'd no right.
No right? After what she gets to keep us on. I didn't want her to take it, but don't say she had no right. How many years is it since you brought money in?
8.
drive people to say what they don't mean. It was me that was wrong. I've learnt that much today. What's it to them if we get a bit more to eke out that pittance we're allowed? I should have told her to take it. Take all you can get and keep your mouth shut.
It's again the law, Dora.
It's degrading. Good laws and bad laws, are we to obey them all?
Happen one day, we shall want to make a law. And them that breaks it, we shall need punished. Same as you'll be punished.
See me to jail then, will you?
I'm telling you what it's about, that's all.
Oh, it must be grand, that, Dad, to know what it's about. Must be grand to have battles to fight, to feel your blood running warm. I've been left on my own with a lad to care for. That's what it's about for me. You make the best out of what you got in my, but not out of dreams.
You've gone hard, Dora.
Isn't that what you want of us?
Not of thee. Not of thee.
Mum,
We woke you, didn't we?
I fell asleep in class.
I know. I've been told all about it.
We've been waiting for thee.
I'll see to it, Dad.
Day of judgment's at hand for thee.
Dad, I'll see to it.
It'll be at hand for thee one day and all. You should watch not to sow what you'll be sorry to reap.
Nobody asked thee.
No. Your Grandad Wilson gave you money for me, didn't he, Sam?
Yes.
Well, where is it?
I have it here. I forgot to give it you. It were in an envelope, but it were torn.
Been showing off it at school, we've heard, exposing herself to tattletales.
I didn't.
Don't cheek, I'll take no lip from thee.
I showed it to nobody. Only Slippy Williams made his empty his pockets out in class. I told him my granddad gave me from me dad.
Your dad?
He said it from me dad to me mum, my granddad did.
He's a liar then, let thee. Thou forgot nothing. Thou kept it because they were told not to go to Cuddy and they went. They disobeyed the mam. They'd better let us have the excuse than thou. Is the tongue frozen then? Well then.
I went to see if my dad had come back.
You satisfied, Master?
Give us that money.
I'm having that, Dad.
It goes back where it comes from.
I'm not going on relief for 8 years. I shall have to find some other way out, shan't I?
Hey, Wilkie, is it right about Baxter?
Ah, seems he were hit by a tub over on gate 2. George Barraclough found it.
How'd it happen?
We're standing right by putter engine. Didn't hear it coming by all accounts.
Is he hurt bad then?
Bad as can be. Barraclough says he's dead.
Oh, bugger.
Well, we're stuck in Overman's cabin now till he's done his report. Great slow devil he is too. We're told t'other Overman all we know. They're full of laying to me for my supper being cold.
I'll be late for girlfriend to meet, Alan.
Which one?
Shut up, Spiky.
Running 2 now, then, Oz.
I said shut up.
Get on with it. Be nice.
Hi, Joy. Good day.
Happen we shall have a minute now, eh?
It's all one go. Stand around all day. They come all at once.
I've got something for you. A tattletale that had seen Sam with money wrote to the assistants. Dora says you've had a letter from Harry.
He asked me to give it to her.
She's not obliged to take it from you. When they come to see you, you can tell them.
Tell them what?
That you've had it back for one thing.
Well, I'd tell them that any row. Shove it back in your pocket.
Hey, I'll not do that.
Barely nothing from me.
No.
Keep it.
We'll leave it as it is, Toby.
Mrs. wanted her to think that Harry sent it. She got the idea he'll come back.
Women, they live in a bloody dream world.
He's our grandson too, the nose. The only one we've got.
Aye, I thought she might have her eye on him.
But just to come round now and then, bit of a change like.
A change from what I've got to offer, you mean?
Nay,
A
Jack.
change from what's the real place in life?
We could do something for the lad.
Aye, they could. They could ruin him, same as they did with the old.
He's a reek to what can be given him.
Them as gives can take away. There's one thing you can say for the parish, that's it. That's your lot in life. Keep the brass, Toby. We'll take what's permitted us.
I wish it were the last bloody seam, I do.
Come on.
No more coal. End of it. Last bloody seam.
What's up with thee?
Well, if they doesn't know, it's a waste of time telling thee.
No trains, no factories, no fire to
What are we
warn
doing down here?
Earning us living, aren't we?
Living?
What's his name?
Baxter.
I know who he is. I know thee. I mean thee.
George Barraclough.
Jack Barraclough's lad?
Aye. Can we go now?
Nay, have to write my report yet. I'm just on telephone. I'll be back.
He must not have heard that top what hit him. What with him standing on top of putting engine, eh?
Aye, I reckon.
Nearly happened to me once. I looked round and saw it coming at me just in time. I never moved so fast. You know someone?
What?
If he'd been alive when we come on him, he'd have had us for packing up early. We were 20 minutes too soon. I looked at the clock when we got here.
We'd no watch.
No matter to him, that. He lived by the book, did Baxter.
Aye. But he was straight, though.
Oh, aye. He was straight enough. Can't we wait outside?
Best stop when he told us.
Who's he got waiting for him?
Wife and 4 kids.
Any of them earning?
Butcher's lad, one of them. Left school last year.
He's got somewhat on.
Aye.
Light of the world, I call him. Poor old bugger.
Why does he say he'll not get married yet, then?
You know why, me?
I know what he tells me. What does he tell you?
Where would we live?
Here.
Work out.
With me being here, do you mean? I've been over all that with him. He says it wouldn't be fair on you as far as I can get a straight story from him. Is it me that's in the way? Is it? I can go, you know.
I couldn't live here knowing I'd pushed you out.
You wouldn't push me out. I wouldn't let you, you or anybody. But I might go if asked. Nicely.
Go away, me.
Oh, it doesn't frighten me, you know. Workhouse.
Oh, shut up, me.
I was brought up with most of them that's in there. There's a few little Kaisers down there running things, they tell me. Happen I'm what they need. I'd give them as good as I got any road. Well, why should I fear coming to end with them I started out with? Is there something better for me, eh?
God's sake, mate, it's an awful place.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Well, I go once a month to see me Auntie Janie. You're right. It's an awful place. But there's some lovely people in it. Oh, it's you, is it? You're late.
Aye. We got held up for a bit.
In case you hadn't noticed, we've got a visitor.
Eileen.
Alan?
Expect you asleep when I come back up, understand?
I told him my dad had gone to Canada to make a fortune.
Did you?
That's what he's gone for, isn't it?
Sam,
That's where they go to make a fortune, Canada.
So they say. Yes. Go to sleep now. I'll close curtains.
Stand to one side, Uncle George, so as you might go through the floor.
Well, you know what men are. They'd sooner give a day's wage than showing their feelings.
Oh, but me, you should have heard them when I said I might go off down south to look for work. Well, Mum's never been interested in cooking like I have. I've spoilt our lads, and they know it. Well, they do now, any road. Take me for granted up to now. It's time I was going.
No, Alan will take you home.
Aye. Aye, I will.
No, you've been working.
You're not going past that pub at this time of night on your own. Come on, Alan, get her coat.
Aye.
Leaf candle. Now, what are you looking at me like that for? You're not feared, are you, big lad like you?
No, I'm not feared.